Well, good morning, church family and Facebook friends. It's good to be with you today, and I'm enjoying our little study of the book of Colossians. Today we're going to look at two verses, Colossians 1, 5, and 6, where the Apostle Paul says this: walk in wisdom toward them that are without, redeeming the time. Let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt, that ye may know how ye ought to answer every man. The Apostle Paul now is he's dealt with relationships between believers, between husbands and wives and fathers and children and servants and masters and servants. So, and again, remember that the quality that our life is made up of relationships. But we have a relationship with this world. Now, that doesn't mean that we're to follow the world. It doesn't mean that we're to allow the world to influence us. Rather, the opposite. We should seek to be an influence on the world. We are to walk with wisdom toward them that are without. In other words, that's our testimony. We're to walk in a way that shows them the wisdom of God. We're to be careful how we do things in front of people. And by the way, we ought to be careful how we do things by ourselves. They should be consistent, our private life and our public life. And then he says this, redeeming the time. Why redeeming the time? Because we don't have much time left. Folks are dying and going to hell, and we need to make a difference in that area. And so we need to redeem the time. We need to use the time that God has given us to make a difference in the lives of people. And then he says this, let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt. So now he's taken salt and light. Salt is how we act. It's how we influence people. Light is our words. And our testimony, our speaking to people. We're to put those two ideas together, our speech and our salt. And we are to use the grace of God to share the gospel of Jesus Christ with a lost and dying world. Every day people are dying and going to hell. As I give this devotion this morning, every second somebody slips into eternity, they tell us. Well, listen, we need to be aware of that. That needs to be a burden on our heart, and that needs to drive us to compassion. And we need to be looking for that opportunity to share the gospel. That's redeeming the time. So Paul says our walk and our talk need to be consistent so that we, with the grace of God, can share the gospel with the lost and dying world. Let's today make sure that our walk and our talk are consistent. Let's make sure that our private life and our public life is consistent. Why? So we can have an impact and influence on this world. Have a great day today. Walk with God today. I'll see you tomorrow.